truth can sometimes hurt. The truth can sometimes even test you yourself. Which leads me to the next story that shook me up when I heard it, but also shows us about the authenticity of our Torah and our sages. May their memory be blessed. The Ramban, alav shalom, wrote explicitly that it's impossible that if a husband and a wife act with kedusha when they're bringing a child to the world in their intimacy, it is impossible that the child will be wicked. If they're holy during their time of intimacy, it is impossible that that kid will actually be wicked. That's what he wrote. And as you would know it, in his ma'ala, in his dargah, and he fought against Christianity, he won a debate of all debates that no one ever needs to debate Christianity ever again. All you need to do is read the book, see all the questions that the Christians can never answer. But one of his kids, the Ramban, one of his own kids, converted to Christianity. So the king of that time, the Goy king of the time, liked the Ramban. He says, he called him into his kingdom. He said, hey, I saw you wrote this, that it's impossible for a wicked child to come to Kedusha, and hey, your kid, last I checked, he just converted to the Christians. Why, were you and the Rabbani thinking some stuff? Kvod Harav? And the Ramban didn't have an answer. Because he knew he didn't think about it. And he couldn't say that his wife thought about such a thing. But he didn't have an answer. And he left the kingdom sad and upset, thinking, what could it be? How could it be? Hashem Yerachem, did I write something that's not Torah? What happened? Who? What? When? He arrives at home and the Rabbanit sees her husband, the living Sefer Torah, upset. Unlike a Ish Kadosh doesn't get upset. The Torah brings joy to the world. Yes, there are ups and downs in the world, but for Ish Emet, for a person that has Torah, it doesn't affect them the same way. They know everything is from Hashem. But she sees her husband, the Ramban, she's sad. Says, my dear husband, what happened? And he tells her what happened. He says, I wrote in the book that it's impossible for a wicked child to come from Maaseh Kadosh, when there's Kedusha in the home, when there is, during that time. And unfortunately our son is off the derech, to say the least. And the Rabbanit tells him a story of a lifetime. And she says, my dear husband, it's time that I tell you a story that I didn't want to tell you, but I have to for the sake of Torah. She says that when I went to the mikveh after all the days of being impure, the big day in Judaism every month is a wedding between a husband and a wife. A husband and a wife that keep taharat mishpacha like they're supposed to, every month is supposed to be as exciting as their wedding day. And if your wedding day wasn't exciting, that means you did something wrong before it. Wedding day. Unbelievable. First and last time in the world you ever think of anything else. She says, I went to the mikveh, but as soon as I left the mikveh, this Goy Rasha, general of the king, raped me. And I didn't want to tell you. And the son came from him. What do you think the Rambam did? He ran happily back to the king, as happy as can be. Of course, he's allowed to be with his wife. She didn't do it on purpose, obviously, from rape. You're allowed to be with your wife. And she's not even obligated to tell you, so she didn't sin by not telling him. He ran to the king, loves his wife, nothing changed between them, but he ran to the king. He thanked his wife for telling him. Ran to the king. Your Highness, I have an answer. What? Your general raped my wife. He goes, well, you have proof? She says, yes. My wife gave me the proof. What's the proof? She says that because he did what he did, she bit his entire thumb off. She bit his thumb finger, she bit it off. And ever since that day, years ago, he wears a glove. So the king says, okay, interesting, I'll check it out. The next day, the general comes to the king, and he sees he has a glove. He never noticed it's a glove. Why? Who? He never really cared to ask, why are you wearing a glove? He says, take it off. He goes, what? The glove. I want to see the glove. Take off the glove. He goes, oh, why? I want to see. Take it off now. I command you. So the general takes off the glove, and he sees he's missing a thumb. He goes, what happened to your thumb? He says, it's nothing. It's nothing. Your Highness, it's nothing. No. I want to know what happened to your thumb. He says, it's nothing. Years ago, I had a little fun with some Jewish girl. I raped her, so I had a little fun. The king liked the Rambam so much and admired him so much, he killed him. He killed the general. Killed the general. But the Rambam was excited to find out such news that all of us would cry forever for. Why? He says, Baruch Hashem, that we have verification for our Torah, such as this. Even if it's such a kapat avonot, such a horrible, horrible thing to happen. Baruch Hashem, that I didn't make a mistake in any of the Torah that I wrote.